you guys just got back from touring in the UK. How do the fans over there sort of differ from North American fans?
I was just saying this actually. I think the main difference is that over there they don't necessarily get to see the American bands as much as they do here. So there's sometimes a sense of like urgency over there that you don't find over here quite as much. But to that same tune, I think we haven't been up to Canada a whole lot, so we do kind of see it here. There's still a lot of fresh faces, especially on this tour. You know, where it's not our headliner, so. We are playing for a lot of people who have never seen us live before, and that's really cool because we get to kind of make a point to win people over again, which is fun.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while. We haven't been in that position. Like we've spent the past 2 years like headlining. So
it's like we're performing
really
on American Idol every night.
Mm-hmm.
Canadian Idol.
Yes, and you're touring with exclusively Canadian bands for this leg of the tour. What's that like?
It's cool. I mean, they've been very welcoming and very. Everybody's been very sweet to us.
They beat us every day. They whip us.
Every time we step out of line, they flog us.
If we don't say A, they hurt us.
We talked to Simple Plan this morning, and we asked them about having an American band out on tour with all Canadian bands, and they said the one thing that makes you guys different is you don't realize how cold it is.
Yeah.
And you just don't dress for the weather.
Yeah, we really don't. We wear like this outside.
I'm wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah. We all go out and like I'm wearing like this or something, and they're like, "What are you doing?" They're all wearing like huge coats. I go, "I'll be all right." Then I ask Pierre for his coat.
You brought out a Toronto-based charity on tour with you for quite a while when you were in the States, when you were in the UK.
Yeah.
So you were with Skate for Cancer. How did that relationship with Rob Dyer come out?
You know, we met Rob a couple years ago. We've known him for a while. I think
Warped
we
Tour.
first met him on Warped Tour. But it really just became about his drive and his passion and how fueled he is by his cause. You know, there's a lot of great nonprofits out there, and you know, I wish we could do more for more of them. But we sided with people and have, you know, stuck with people who we have felt are sort of just so driven that it's like they're undeniable. You know, it's that's who we've wanted to surround ourselves with. So you know, his organization and also like Invisible Children was another one that's been out with us constantly.
Plus, Rob has like really good teeth.
Yeah, Rob has a great smile. So
Yeah, really good smile. It's really hard to say no to that smile.
And all of your fans helped to trend Cancer is a Dick on Twitter, and it's fairly obvious that you have some of the most driven fans there are out there. So how has that kind of affected you guys as a band?
You know, I think the biggest part of it is that we've been part of that little, like, the social media thing since it started. You know, I remember being one of the first bands to have like a pure volume profile and stuff like that, and it's been a driving force, a major driving force in our band's success, I think.
And it really shows, I think, when we have shows. It really
Shows when we have shows.
It shows at the shows, maybe. It's just like how passionate our fans are, and every show we play is just crazy, just ridiculous. And after the show, there's hundreds of fans waiting for us, which I don't know if that happens for every band.
I think the coolest thing about it is that we get to the ability that we have to communicate with people now is really rad. Like through our Twitters and our Facebooks and things like that. It's a great way to reach out to, you know, fans not only in a regional way but on a global scale. It's amazing.
Speaking of global scale, you guys were down in South America at one point, and you've been sort of all over the world. Where's the most interesting place that music has brought you?
I think Southeast Asia is probably like the craziest place we've seen. Like the most, I'd say, different from what we're used to.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Japan. We're
Yeah.
going back to Japan soon.
That whole part of the world are just completely different. I mean, like Australia's got kind of similar vibes to the U.S. and so does the UK, and they all have similar qualities.
It's
but
definitely culture shock when you get
Yeah.
to like Japan or somewhere like that. It's
It's
just
completely
a
different.
whole different dynamic. So it's pretty interesting. We got an offer to play in Tel Aviv too, which would have been really rad. I think we had to turn it down,
It
but
was actually with Simple Plan.
yeah. So I'm kind of bummed that we're not going to be able to make it out there for that show. But hopefully, you know, if there's a demand for it, we can go back there again because that would be really rad.
Aside from interesting places, you've played with some really out there sort of acts. You've played with Nickelback, you've played with Justin Bieber, you're playing with Simple Plan, who are a French-Canadian band that not everyone seems to know. Who's the most interesting person you've met?
That's an interesting person.
That's a hard question.
I know.
Your dad's pretty cool.
My dad is really cool. As far as artists go, we did a tour with Katy Perry that was really fun.
That was funny.
Back when she was just starting up, it was pretty crazy. Like we were headlining over her, and then like
It's funny. I think
midway through the tour, Hot and Cold like blew up, or no,
Kiss the
Kiss the Girl blew up, and like she started. Just every day, more and more people were showing up to see her, and we were like, "Oh, this is sick!" So we kind of got to watch her rise.
we actually played the Six Flags show a long time ago, and Justin Bieber was one of the openers.
She referred to that.
Yeah, but so he was one of the openers, and this kid comes out on stage, and like girls are going crazy. And this is like before anyone knew
Like,
who he
who
was.
is this
We're
dude?
like, who is this kid? Like no one knew who he was yet, except for like that those 300 girls who were like in the crowd. And then like he like got off stage and like flew off in a helicopter, and we're like, what the hell was that?
He didn't even fly off in a helicopter. He just flew off like a superhero.
Yeah. So that was weird. And then like next week, like he was like the biggest thing in the world.
Well, you guys have some pretty crazy fans as well. There are girls with tattoos throwing bras on stage. Have you gotten any interesting gifts on this tour?
We had a lot of weird gifts, like a lot of weird sexual stuff that confuses us. And it makes
Such as?
makes us feel weird feelings that we've never felt before. Like dildos and stuff.
I don't even know how this is.
Mostly fake dicks.
We get a lot of fake dicks, which is weird. You know, Rammstein has molds of their dicks they sell at their merch
Yeah,
stand.
it's their
They have
merch.
one.
Yep.
We should do that.
Nope.
No.
And you're actually from the UK originally, correct?
Yeah.
Did you sort of remember anything when you were over there? Like, were you giving directions?
No, I had
at some
amnesia
places?
when I left, so I remember nothing. I didn't even know they spoke English. I was confused. No, it was, I lived there for a good amount of my life, so when I go back, it's pretty familiar in a lot of ways. Coolest part about it is I think that sometimes, family actually gets to come to the shows and see what we do. So that's probably the most rewarding part of it for me, like to I guess just show that I'm doing something with my life.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? I'm Alex.
I'm Jack.
We are one half of All Time Low, and you're watching AdmitOneMedia.
Peace.